So nowadays we keep seeing that there are many platforms like Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit and in fact Spinny which have been using the animations, be it small or big, in any way possible. They are using it on their platform, be it for the use of beautification or just as a mode of feedback. All of these platforms are utilizing the power of animation in one way or the other. So how are they doing this and why are they doing this? And finally, if you want to do something similar on your product, how can you connect with your tech team and give the deliverable handoffs to them in order to implement it in the best way? So this is me, Vaibhav Verma. I'm a 3.5-year experienced product designer currently working in Cast 24, and today we will understand why and how can we make these small or big animations so that you can use these in your products in order to get the best user experience. So whenever we are starting with this animation thing, the first question that many people would ask that why are we using animations? Is it just for the delightful purpose or maybe just to provide a lively feeling on my platform? What all are the reasons that I might want to use animations? Now, when I would see it from the UX perspective, there are obviously a very major role of animation in improving your user experience. There is this one article which you can see over here. This is from Nielsen Norman Group. This is actually one of the most trustable sources for the UX study, I would say. So you can just have a look at this article once. I will be just putting the link of this article in the description below. But you can actually get the basic idea that this animation and these micro interactions are not just a source of making your product delightful, but it is also to give the feedbacks, acting as a signifier, or maybe mapping your product with the real world through the animations. Now here, if you would take the example of Swiggy, so like I have got this example for you where they are trying to explain that why should we say no to delivery bags and yes to environment. Now they have used this very simple animation over here. Now what might be the use of this animation? They are trying to explain it in a way that even if you cannot, maybe if you do not want to read, or maybe if you just want to see the graphics, you can just get the basic idea that why should I say no to delivery bags. Now this is where they have used this animation to maybe give more attention to this particular section. So like whenever you are scrolling down, there are many sections. This particular section, if you would see, is something that they have added newly over here. So have you explored? And explored thing is taking a more attention with the help of animation. Whenever you are exploring about how Spinny works, so they have actually explained these things in 3 steps, and both, like all the 3 steps, have a small animation along with that, which can help them understand more about that feature with the help of animation. And let me just give you one example of Cast 24 also. We wanted that there should be more and more attention for wishlisting the car. So we are trying to give more attention to the wishlist by having a very minor micro interaction or very minor animation over here where it is asking for attention. I won't say that it is asking for a lot of attention, but yes, just a minor one, because we had seen that if a person is clicking on wishlist, there are higher chances for them to buy that particular car. So this was one of the insights that we had got, and that is how we use animation to increase the adoption of this particular section or this particular icon. So once we have understood like why are these animations being used, why are these micro interactions being used, and how the actual B2C apps or other particular platforms are utilizing the power of animations. So there must be a thing in your head like, I really like this thing, but how to make this thing? And do I really need to put in a lot of efforts? Do I really need to learn many new tools for that thing? So I have a very good news for you that you might not want to learn new tools for this at this point of time if you want to do minor animation or minor micro interactions. Figma is something which is pretty much enough for you to do all of these things. And also, like with the advent of this new Figma to Lottie plugin, this thing has become much more easier So first let's explore that what exactly this LottieFiles platform is. Like, there are a lot of animations which are already made on this platform. If you want to explore any of the animations, you can simply click over here and see there are many animations already over here. Right, there are so many amazing animations over here, and if you want any particular animation, for example, I want to search for wish list. As you would see here, there are already a number of micro interactions or animations for wish list at this, and if you like any of these, you can simply take these, download as GIFs or JSON files and use it in your Figma files. And one more thing that you can use at this point of time is this Figma plugin, which is LottieFiles. You simply open it, and if you want to search any of the animations, you can simply go to this discover section and start to look out for any particular animation. For example, wish list again, you can see there are many animations. For example, I like this. I can simply insert it as a GIF in my Figma at this point of time in order to just show it to the other stakeholders how the animations are looking. So now we will try to understand how I used LottieFiles in one of my projects. So as you can see over here, this is one of the designs that we have recently pushed into our development. You can also see it on our platform. So we had introduced this spin and win and exchange offer thing onto our platform, and we had given this minor animation to maybe attract the attention of people in these new features. The challenge was how to animate these things. Like if I would take example of this spin win wheel, this was already available on Lottie, so we actually used that. But when we want to animate this particular exchange offer thing, how did we really do that? So if you would see over here, this is the banner that we have right now with us. Now if I would simply just go here, have this LottieFiles plugin, and go to this particular section which is export to Lottie. I cannot really export it to Lottie. I just need to first make it a frame, and then if I would do that, yes, now I can do this. Now you guys might be a bit disappointed at this point of time, but I exported to Lottie and you can see nothing. Now why does this thing happen? Because Lottie's this particular feature can only use two particular elements in one frame at this point in time. This is what I have observed at this point in time. For example, if you would see this particular section has only two elements in this. Now if I would export it, as you can see over here, this is how the animations can be done. There are a number of pre-made animations that you can use. Move in. So if you find any of these animations good in any way, you can use it, but yes, there is one limitation that only two elements can be there in that particular frame at that point in time. Maybe this is something that I have observed, maybe there might be some glitch that I am not able to understand, but yeah, this is something that happens. So now if we want to animate this particular section, now if you could see on the animation carefully, what you will see is that this particular group is pumping out and pumping in. So like making this very basic animation, what we can do is just copy this one over here. So now as you can see, we have animated this particular thing over here. Now if you want to export it back to Lottie, how can you really do this? You can simply, just as I told you, you can open this plugin, export to Lottie. Let us choose the flow, which is flow 2, rendering, and this is what comes up. You guys must be thinking that why this thing is happening. I made it in the right way and all of the things are not copied the way I really wanted it to. So now this is where our Indian way of doing things comes into the play, which is jugaad. So let us just see how did I really solve this thing. Now if you would see at this point of time, if I open this LottieFiles, I export it, I choose the flow 9, is rendering, and this comes up good now. Now, in order to solve this thing, I did that original Indian thing which we call jugaad. So if you would see over here, I have actually used the image of this circle, this dotted circle that is in the behind. I've used the image of that, and secondly, I just shifted the location of these elements, which is exchange offer. I just shifted it a bit down in order to correct it with the final rendering thing. So this is something that I've done, and this is also one issue that you will face when you will actually render any of your animations to Lottie. This was something that was not really there in other videos of the YouTube that I had watched about this Lottie Figma to Lottie plugin. So I really felt it is good to cover this thing also, because when you start to implement things practically, you will find there are many issues. So you need to find how to get through those things when you need to make the final animation for yourself. Now we get on to the final section of this particular video, where we have understood like why to use animations. We have seen some examples of other platforms, how they are doing it, and how we can also make the LottieFiles of these things. Now the final thing is how to get these things implemented. When you will take these animations to the tech team, they would obviously be asking for certain handoffs of these particular animations. Now how can we do that? Now for every animation, I won't say that you might require a handoff to the developing team. There are certain animations where you just need to pop something up, or maybe just change the location of that particular icon a little bit. These are some things that they can code on their own as well. But for some of the complex animations, like the one that I showed you just right now, it was not very complex, but still a little bit complex. So for those, what we can do is, as I just showed you over here, that when you open the Lottie plugin, you just want to get it exported, right? So export to Lottie, and when you export to Lottie, you can save this to your workspace. Now there's one thing with the Lottie: when you're using the free version, you get only 10 animations that you can put in your workspace. Now when you open your workspace, yes, you can see over here, this is the animation already out here, flow 9. You can simply go here and click on download as. Now when you are using the free version, you can simply either use the JSON file or .lottie file. These are some things that you can use. These are good enough for you to give to the tech team, and they can simply use these animations. And when you are maybe using the premium version of Lottie, that is where you also get the option of optimized.lottie and optimized Lottie JSON also. The benefits of these is that these are a bit smaller in size. Now why smaller size is important? Whenever you are putting any of the animations on your platform, the loading time increases of that particular element. Now these affects your web vitals. This is very important for you to understand, that your platform's web vitals. Now if you want to know more about web vitals, you can simply go on Google and understand that. Maybe we can have another video about web vitals, why are they important, why you as a designer should focus on those. But yeah, just giving you a gist of that. The loading speed of any of the elements should not be very much, and for that you need to make the size of every element on your platform very small, and you need to optimize on that end. I have told you how you can use Figma to Lottie plugin in order to make these animations. Before this, and like even today, if you want to make any complex animation, you can use After Effects also. And there is also one more way out, when there was no Figma to Lottie plugin. What I used to do was that, and that is again a very jugaad kind of thing. I won't say that this is the perfect solution, but what I used to do was that I used to make the animation on Figma. I used to see the prototype, and then I used to screen record that particular section. Then I used to get the .mov file. Then I used to convert the .mov to .gif. If you would go on to any of the free platforms, you can get it converted. So I used to those GIFs, and then I used to give those GIFs to the developers. Now that was not one of the best ways, and I would not highly recommend you also to do that, because the quality is something which gets affected over there. You won't get a quality animation. But yes, just so to let you know that this is also one of the ways for getting these animations done, so I'm letting you know about this thing also. So that's it, that is all. And I guess I was able to explain you all the things about animations. I would say that these animations, these micro interaction things are a very big thing and very complex thing also at some time. Obviously, animations, as I just told you, are very powerful tool, and these need to be used very judiciously. So we always need to understand that animations are not something that can be used anywhere. We just need to understand this basic thing. But whenever we know where are we supposed to use them and how we can leverage the power of animations, these are the ways you can do it. And I hope you use these animations or any other kind of animations on your product in the coming days, and your product's user experience enhances in the best way possible. So yep, that is all. If you really like this particular video, you can consider maybe subscribing to this channel, liking this particular video, and maybe commenting what more do you want to learn in the field of design after this particular video. I've also made one video on how to make your portfolio, so maybe you can have a look at that as well. Until then, this is me, Vaibhav Verma, and I sign off. Bye bye.